Hey, welcome back there, gamers. Welcome back to Banished Souls. I hope you've been having a wonderful week, man. I hope you had a great weekend like we did. So I wanted to show you one of the coolest things in this game. Those of you who play a lot of MMOs and maybe you're kind of on the fence, should I get this? Really don't feel like building multiple characters. I know for those of us who played games like Elder Scrolls Online, we had multiple builds, healers and things like that. This game does a great job of keeping you from having to level multiple characters at one time. We're going to show you how to do that. Some of the basics first, and then we're going to get into the little more complicated part of it. So the basic part of this, when you come up, most of you know already when you come into your character stuff. That was the wrong button. Sorry about that, guys. You're going to have to come in here and respec. Okay, so we're using a DPS build. So we're focusing mostly on strength. Yeah, we've got a little bit of constitution, some of it that we had built via some gear, which is basically the rings we've been using. But most everything else has been put towards strength with our armor. We could actually up this up just a little bit more if we needed to, but it bounces a little bit, just a little bit better this way, I think, personally. So now I want to build a healer build as well. You may be thinking, well, how are you going to do that? Well, you can respec. Before level 60, you can respec for free. For those who are unhappy with your build, you get to respec that thing for free, not a big deal. If you decide to respec after you hit level 60, it's really not that costly. It just go cost you some Azoth or even some of your gold. Azoth first, gold second. It's really easy to do. Now, there is another screen here we're going to show you. This is what it looks like when you go to your inventory screen, folks. Now, you may be thinking, okay, so this is the basic build screen. You have, if you hold up on your D-pad and then hit the right top bumper button, RB for Xbox, it'll be R1 for PS5. You have gear sets. So right now we have 2 opened up. You'll open up a third, then you can buy a 4th if that's what you want to do. So you can do 3 to 4 builds on this character if you want. It's also in this screen here that if you hit the LT button while holding this, you're going to flag up for PvP or unflag for PvP, just so you're aware of that. But we have this saved to gear set 1 that we have. If you look at gear set 2, hey, it stripped all my stuff down because I don't have anything set for that. But let's say if I was set up on a healer build and I decided, you know what, I want to do DPS. So I've got my DPS build here and it's already saved, ready to go. So I'm going to focus on trying to build a healer build now. And the way you do that is you want to make sure that you're going to have to get new armor. You could respec all your armor. I don't recommend doing that. I recommend that you save your armor and use the armor that you should for that. I also don't typically use heavy armor for a healer. I'll try to focus on more of a medium to a light. It's up to you how you want to do that. But how do we do that second gear set? Well, if you look here on the inventory, it says show gear sets. As you can see, we have everything saved up here to the top. Once you build out your build here, you're going to hit this import equipped items and it's going to save everything there. You can rename it here to what it is you want to do. So we're going to be able to rename this one to a healer set. We're going to make sure that we respec a bunch of our armor and our weapons and things like that for that as well. And once we have all of that set up in here, we'll save that as a healing class. And that's how you would have that. And then again, once you unlock additional gear sets, you can see here, some of them you can buy, some you open up later in the game. You would click here for your additional gear sets, and you could save a third one and then even a 4th one in there and do whatever kind of builds you want. That way you're not running around bringing multiple characters up. You're bringing the base stats up. All you got to do is respec. Play through the game one time. That easy. And I tell you what, that's one of the greatest features of this game that I am loving the most. As you can see, we ran through the Halloween special, and we went ahead and got a few things. So we got this pumpkin-headed mask. We also got blueprints. Went ahead and built. I got to be level 65 for this, but we can show you what it looks like here. We have our base stat 700, base stat 738 strength. Trying to bring this up here and read all of this stuff. There's just so much. Oh, we went to the wrong thing. So much stuff. So we have our empty socket that we can do, the mending, execute, flame attunement, life stealing as well. A lot of really great stuff on here, man. Scales with your strength has a weight of 8, requirement level 65. So that's the Night Veil Hallow. That is one of the things that you can pick up. We also have the Night Veil weapon pattern in purple. We also have it in our the armor as well, so we can go in and get some of that stuff as well. I do think it's worth doing that once you hit the level you want to try it. I think it's 35 is really kind of the minimum you got to do. You need a ranged weapon, sit back, pop some stuff. Try not to die and try to stay in zone. If you can stay in zone and not die, if you do die, people can come in and revive you a little bit. But try not to die if you can and get those rewards. So we've been kind of getting some things here. So headpiece of a half-fey wizard. As you can see, it's got 21 focus, 520 base armoring on there. I want to build upon this to build another character for this game is what I'm looking at here. Or when I say another character, we're talking about building an aspect for a healer. And one of the greatest places to do that is if you are in a faction. So we are in a Marauder faction. Basically, all factions, you can get the same type of stuff. Different type of motif to it. If you don't know what I mean by motif, what we're referring to on a motif is the design of it. So when you open up your board, you're going to see a lot of these points. Now, depending on what area you're at is what this is going to pay. This is kind of a beginning area for most things. You could come up to the actual Marauder faction camp or the shrine up here, and you can pick up some missions. You get some pretty good payments on missions over here in Brightwood area. And then, of course, in Weaver's Fen. You know, just picking up those faction missions from the various faction leads in these areas are going to pay different than they do down here. It's pays a little bit less down here, but this is one of my favorite entry-level dungeons. Now, this one requires 35, and it's going to be located down... right down here, as you can see, this is the right by the Shattered Obelisk. We can get that off of here. And then we have Starstone Barrows. Very easy to run. I try to load up all 3, get all 3 missions up, then I'll load that in. So we got to come over and kill these guys over here at the Shattered Obelisk first. Then we'll come over and we'll probably get a 3rd Starstone. And then when we run that, we can complete 3 missions at the same time, which would then net us... they're paying, looks like $77.75 per mission as we complete it. And you would be able to get 3 completions on that just with that pass. So I do recommend doing it that way. It's up to you how you want to run those guys. So, but yeah, do as much as you can in one sweep. But I hope this video has helped you out when it comes to builds. We'll catch you later.